So I'm going to make this update video about driving with Uber Eats uh, for my hardest day on the job so far. I'm going into my second week of working, and it was my fifth day working, and so I don't know how much that what that means, but I do know that there's a lot of fear that people might have before doing this. And I'm sharing this to help anyone that might be afraid to do it. If you have a fear of doing something, it's good to find people who do it, who may have had a similar fear, um, or can kind of share what it might actually look like in reality, not just in the head. So, I did work for a long time, and I did meet my goal. My goal that I said in my first video is to make $100 each day that I work. It's proven to be a bit of a challenge. Of course, I I can't I haven't had like a long day. So yesterday was the first long day or full shift that I could honestly say that I did. Okay. It also was kind of a very eventful day. There was a few things that went on that made it a difficult day. So today I took it easy. I only worked lunch, and I worked about less than 2 hours, and I did 4 trips, and I was just spent. So I took today, and it's May 1st, so I just thought I would take that time and do it. So the first thing that I want to talk on is around lunchtime. I went to a restaurant, and there was a disagreement. So just to clarify, I've already reported all of this to Uber. I've already taken care of everything the way that I can, and to be satisfactory. And I've learned what I needed to learn going through these experiences, these situations, and I know how to handle them better. And so I'm sharing for anyone who might have these fears or how to handle these situations, just to share my experience. Yeah, so that's it. So lunch, like I said, there was a disagreement, and it ended up with an argument and a refusal of service to another driver. I don't know the full story. I don't know this driver personally. All I know that he was a driver to pick up an order. I don't know anything else. I don't know if he worked for Uber Eats or another app. I don't know. I don't know his name. I don't know anything. So we're not going to go there, and it's not important. I'm just bringing it up because this might be something that can happen, and it should be handled properly. I think that all drivers should be supportive of one another, and we should um, handle these situations together and help prevent these altercations, these events from happening in the future. That's it. That's all I want, is to prevent this again. It's not possible, I know. I know. I'm just saying that we can only take care of ourselves, and we can only mitigate the situation that we're in. We can't do anything besides that, okay? So the reason that there was a disagreement and the reason that all of this happened was because usually when I go into a restaurant, I can go straight up to the counter or the cashier. I identify that I'm Uber Eats, and I'm assisted. It's very easy. It's very simple. This is So easy. It, if you are scared of doing this, there's no reason to be scared. I walk into any restaurant when I'm working, when I'm driving, and I look at them like I have my phone and I look at them like, hey, I'm going to talk to you, like I'm here for something. And immediately, most of the employees, they already know that I'm there to pick up because I'm looking at them like I'm about to ask you for an order. um, so I don't go in there looking like a customer. I go in there looking like I'm working. So, and it's always really seamless. And even if it's busy, even if it's chaotic, I don't ever wait in line with customers to order. Customers take forever to order, some customers. And I don't have time to be waiting for someone to be staying in line, not looking, not planning, and then getting up to the cashier and having all these a million and one questions. This is why we don't stand in line. So, but in this one particular place, I stood in line. There were two people in line, but that doesn't even mean that we go fast, right? So, the reason that I stood in line was because of the argument that occurred between this driver and this other person who works at this location that I was picking up an order at. That's why. I put the customer that I was delivering food for before me. Hands down. Because it was not handled, it was not appropriate. The entire way, the entire thing. Like I said, I've already reported it. All the little steps, all the things that I felt wouldn't have improved the entire experience and probably would have prevented this happening. Um, like I, I am a person who, like I said before, I think my job is to pick up the meal and take it to the customer. That's my job. That's my job. My job is not to go in there and make the meal. My job is not to pack the meal. All my job is to go get the bag, put it in my bag, and take it to the customer, right? Safely, follow all the laws. This is my job. Yeah, that did not happen. I did extracurricular work at this one place. Um, yeah, yeah. So I bet any driver knows exactly how I handled that, but I handled it as professionally as possible on my end. I was very being talked to in a way that's disrespectful. It raises adrenaline. It gets you really uncomfortable, and I just was like uncomfortable the entire time I was in that establishment. On top of it, I've never even eaten at this establishment personally. I've known people to, like other people have, but I never have personally. And this one experience makes me not ever want to eat there. Okay. Other places, same sort of situation. I've never been there before. This is one of the fun things I really like about this job is because you drive around your town and you see a new restaurant pop up or you see, this place is super busy. And well, I'm single. And so I don't go out and eat a lot by myself. And most of my friends and family married, they have their own things. And so they go out and eat by themselves. And so I usually just stick around at home and I have no problem eating out, but I usually go to places that I know. Like I've been there for years, or I'll just go. Um, I really am going to start um, trying these places because they look really cool. I go in, I like to look at the menu, I have a little time to look around, I like to see who's eating in there, the clientele, how the people behind the counter and in the kitchen look. I have food background, so I really like all of that just to see what's going on. And some places, they're just put off by delivery drivers. I'm not saying that they're all rude. I'm not saying that they're um, unaccommodating. They're very accommodating, but to do their job. Um, you can tell, okay, you can tell the difference. The restaurants who support to me are the ones that I go in and it's already ready to go. Like that's the dream. The dream is to walk in, identify yourself, show your phone, say this is the order I'm picking up. They have it ready to go or they're putting it into a bag and they hand it off to you with a smile and everyone's happy. I'm like, thanks, great. Customer's going to be extremely happy because I'm already back on the road to deliver it. This is ideal. Then there's other places who wait until you show up or they're not even paying attention probably to their tablets and so they wait until you show up and then I'm not saying they give attitude. They don't give me attitude. I mean, I wouldn't classify any of it as attitude besides this one establishment because that was clearly hostile, but I'm just saying you can tell that they're kind of like, oh, I don't know. The reason why I say this is because, I mean, I wait. I walk in, and if I see there's a line or there's not that many I wait until the person behind the counter gives me eye contact to say, hey, how can I help you? Because usually I stand there, I'm like, hey, I stand there with purpose. I don't stand there like willy-nilly. I stand there with purpose, like I'm here to pick something up. So I'm not going into these places lost. I'm going in there saying, I know what I'm doing. Duh. So, but if these people behind the counter, like they know that I'm there, but they're not giving me eye contact, I don't like yell at them and I don't make a big deal. I just wait. I wait. I think it's important. If you want respect, you need to respect them. So I don't see that if they're the only one really running the entire customer service, if they have a drive-through and an inside, if they're the only person going back and forth, or if there's two of them and they're kind of like making sure everything is going. I don't know their job and I'm not about to insert myself into that. I'm not there. I will wait. When they ask me and I say I'm here for Uber Eats, this is where I see the resistance of wanting to assist. That's it. They still do it, but they don't apologize at all to me for waiting, but the other person behind me, they will. Right? Like they're kinder to their customers than to drivers, which I am a customer. I've never been to these establishments most of the time. I don't eat at a lot of these establishments because, like I said, I go to the ones that I go to, my favorites. They could really win me over by being kind. That's it. Okay. So if that's something that you're worried about, it's not even anything. I don't take it personal. It doesn't encourage me to go back and eat there myself or try their food. And that's all it does. If a customer continues to buy, if I have to go back there, I'm totally fine. I feel comfortable going. Okay? I do. Even if I go back to the same one where I saw the disagreement and I go back there, I will continue to do what I'm doing, but I will expect the same behavior. If I get treated the way that I get treated in all the other restaurants, then I know that they've been retrained. Okay? Just to support delivery. That's it. Because it takes less than 30 seconds. You come in, less than 30 seconds, you have it, and you're leaving. I don't have to pay for anything. I'm not doing much. You give it to me, I just go over, really check. If they have the tickets, I just make sure names match or count items, and then I'm gone. If I can, I usually can't, but, in those times I do. And I can do that on my own. So if you have a worry about going into establishments that you're not familiar with, it's totally cool. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I also had my first trip or delivery cancel. And yeah, I was a little upset. Or I was upset. I really didn't want to cancel. I didn't want to have a cancel call. And I'm not saying I canceled. I didn't cancel. The customer canceled. And that happened. It was so weird. And like I said, I've already gone to Uber and I've talked about it. And I said, this is what I saw. And I never had this. I never had a call cancel or delivery cancel or ride cancel. So I don't know what they look like. Um, I wasn't notified. It just kind of went away, and I got another one. I was trying to go offline at the same time, and I was far away from home, and I just kept getting further away from home. And this is why I was working so long. Okay, so it essentially added an extra hour, about hour of working, and then I had half an hour to get back home. So I was not a happy camper last night. Yeah. Um, so looking at it, so it canceled. I did not get paid for it. So when I got home, I sent, since I had the other trip delivery, I couldn't access it. So I had to complete all of the jobs, and then I was offline, and I had to get home. I was exhausted. I had less than 1/8 of a tank of gas. There was a lot going on, and the app didn't work properly. Maybe I'll see if this happens again, which it most likely will, right? Um, and so when I got home, I just sent in a message and I explained what happened. And I said, hey, I drove out. I was supposed to go offline. And then I got another trip, another delivery came in. And then it seemed like this one got canceled. And I wasn't really notified. And the food came out and I had to leave it like there. And the restaurant was confused. And I was confused because I wasn't notified that it got canceled and it just wasn't there anymore. And I couldn't access anything because I was on a new one. And so it's not even like on my little trip history, it shows canceled there, but because I had an active delivery to go to, I couldn't see that. And I never had this happen before because, like I said, I'm a new driver. So I'm just saying this is very frustrating. There was a lot going on. Yeah. So if this is something that you're worried about happening, it might happen, but everything works out. It does. It works out great. I mean, it works out the best that it can. Um, I took today basically almost off. I needed some, you know, rest. I needed a break. I was exhausted, tired. Like I said, I worked lunch for a couple of hours today. We had a boost, so I just kind of was like, I'm just gonna go do that. And after the boost, I went to the green light hub here. And if you don't know what that is, I would recommend it. If you're an Uber driver, go. Super nice people. All the information, especially since I'm new and I want to do this and I want to try to make money and I want to make it work for me, they will they will help. And they can also look at things on their end because I had since this okay, so for that cancellation, I didn't understand what happened, and I also wanted to know if that like am I supposed to get notified? Like I wasn't notified, and so and going in and them explaining what it's supposed to look like, it was very helpful. So if you are a driver and you have a green light hub near you, or you're gonna pass one day when you're working, go in, check it out, see how they can help you, Um, they even have like little goodies or little things for your car. So I'm just saying, um, you know, I'm just saying. So that's just a couple of things. Um, you know, if I just wanted to do an update. I want to do this often, so um, I get videos up and I get a presence as well as experience, as well as connecting with people, drivers. I do see other drivers quite a bit, some days more than others. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't have time because, like I said, I show up to a restaurant and they're different. They could be a different app. So if they have to order something, they wait there. This is why I like Uber. So I can just show up and then I don't even sit down. They're like I said, they either have it in a bag ready to go or they're bagging it up and then I leave. So I'm usually in the restaurants less than a minute, most of them. Um, but sometimes, especially for big orders or um, I don't even know. I'm just saying, maybe the big orders. I always do lock my car and I always turn it off when I go in because I just never know. Um, I just figure it's part of work, you know. But I do run into other drivers, and I do try to talk to them, but I am working, so it's kind of like this like thing. If I had more time to talk and chat, I would definitely do that. I did see one at the restaurant that my delivery did cancel. There was one that came in for another one, and I was gonna go over and talk to him, but that was the quiet before the storm. Yeah. So, if you have any concerns, any questions about this, anything that's holding you back from signing up, ask me, let me know. I'm sure there's other people out there. Um, you know, I don't, I just think that this is a fun thing to do. Um, you get to know your area, and if you do like to just like do greetings with people, like, hey, here you go, here's your food, and you like to make people's day, this is perfect. I don't have to have a lot of small talk. I do talk to customers about this or about that if they bring it up, but I don't expect it and I don't try to make conversation. I do just try to be supportive and listen if they want to say something, if they want to, talk about something for a little bit. Definitely, I have no problem with that. It just is kind of, well, if I have another customer, I let them know. So, and I'm sure that that's understandable. I try not to be rude at all. I try to follow all the street laws. Uh, don't go over the speed limits. Stop full stops. Don't run red lights. Don't have the phone up and through near schools, um, things like that. So I just think it's important just to always stay alert, and you just never know. I drive. I'm in the Dallas area. This is not the best place to drive, in my opinion, but I'm making it work. I've learned a lot about driving here, and how to protect yourself. I am wanting to get dash cams, because when you're driving this much, I think it's important. So that is something that I really want to do, is dash cams, just so that I can protect myself. So I've been reading up on those. I've been wanting dash cams for over a year, for a while. So probably, and then maybe if I start dating passengers, get one for inside. So, or one that can swivel or whatnot. So I think, yeah, I don't know. You want cameras in your car, but I don't have them, so I just try to drive as safely as possible. I try to go as slow as possible. I do drive, I do go the wrong way sometimes, things like that. Driving, you just don't go too fast. It's okay to go a little slow. So, I don't know. If anyone has any questions specifically about what I'm doing, go right ahead. Send me a message, leave a comment. I am planning on doing more videos. I am working on a few projects. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. I hope that I can keep this going, and I hope that I can have a good, productive day tomorrow. Tomorrow is my first quest, and I'm so excited. I'm over 50 trips now, I think. I should be. And so I am really starting to hustle. This was the week that I was going to try to really make 400, 500 in a week. So that's my goal. So next week I should get that payday. That would be nice. Um, but I have to figure out some other things. So it's been really nice, and I hope to watch more videos. If you have a channel about any of this driving stuff, please let me know. I will be happy to subscribe, watch you and your experiences. Maybe I can learn something from you. And I'll talk to you later.